Hi, I'm Dave from Weston Company Diamonds, and a little while ago I started some videos about diamonds for everybody to kind of give them a little bit of an informal overview. And my first video was just some fun facts, things that I find fascinating about them. And my second video was a quick overview of what each of the 4C's are: the cut, the color, the clarity, and the carat weight. And both those videos are available at West and Company Diamonds, and spell it all out, on YouTube. So today I'm going to start individually going over each of the 4C's. And the first of the 4C's is the cut. Cut is the most important one, and in this case, for today at least, we're not talking about the style of cutting. That would be, whether you're interested in a round or an oval or a princess cut, a marquise, any one of those different shapes. We're basically talking about the faceting and the construction and why a diamond is cut and what it does. And basically, the reason why a diamond is cut is to give it light performances, geek speak, for brilliance and sparkle. So it's been a long trial and error over roughly 1,000 years, but for the last 100 or so, we've known what the ideal mathematics to get the maximum light return is when you facet or cut a diamond. Now, it's been tested and proven that even though the math was done before they knew how to test it, it's actually very accurate. Now, there's three components to cut. That is, I got a paper here. It's proportions, symmetry, and its finish and polish. Now, the first is a diamond's proportions, and we're talking about round diamonds. So in this case, I'm going to use these little papers here. I hope it works, or that it's visible. Anyway, this is basically the anatomy of a diamond, a round brilliant. Again, we're going to kind of confine our discussion today to round brilliance. And this facet up here, this is the table. From here down to the edge of the stone, which is called the girdle, is the crown. And then from the girdle down to the point down here, I'm kind of doing this backwards and it's kind of freaking me out a little bit, is called the pavilion. Now, all of these parts work together for maximum light return. And when a diamond is properly proportioned, it moves the light, and the center diamond is a properly proportioned diamond. So the light enters the diamond and it reflects off the bottom pavilion facets, because they're designed to essentially be a set of mirrors, and then it exits out the top of the diamond, and when it does exit out the top, it breaks down into the colors of the spectrum. That's why you will see all those multicolored flashes of light, yellows and reds and that sort of thing when you twist it around in the light. It's the light breaking down into its individual components, and it's a really very beautiful thing. When a diamond's proportions are not correct, it's either too shallow or too deep, light leaks, as we call it, meaning it's just passing through, and the diamond's brilliance suffers. These diamonds are generally available at large discounts because they don't have a lot of life to them. They don't have a lot of character or beauty to them, and so they're not worth as much as a diamond, no matter how good the rest of its attributes are. It's just not going to have the same value because it doesn't have the same beauty. So the second part of cut is the symmetry. And I'm going to go back to my first little chart here. And symmetry is, of course, this is a drawing, but everything is exactly perfect. Everything lines up perfectly. All the facets come together right where they're supposed to come together. Everything is in line, meaning, say, this line right here, this this is a upper bezel facet line, and then that's a lower pavilion facet line, is lined up. It's not rotated on either the pavilion or the crown, so that it's not one complete straight line. That's symmetry. The table is exactly in the center, which is exactly above the culet, which is a little tip down here at the bottom. And that is what symmetry is. Everything needs to line up. Everything needs to be perfect. When it doesn't move light as well. And when it doesn't move light as well, it's not as brilliant. And if it's not as brilliant, you kind of don't want it. The third part of cut is finish. And finish, well, I was going to bring a chart out, but it's kind of pointless. Finish is pretty self-explanatory. It's how well polished the diamond is, how well finished it is. Just like the finish on your car. You want a nice, smooth, perfectly even coat. When diamonds are poorly polished, a lot of times you'll see lines. Things don't end exactly where they're supposed to. They don't. Lines may be a little weighted. There's a lot of little tiny details that aren't exactly right on a poorly finished diamond. And again, it does affect its overall brilliance, because brilliance is also, kind of forgot to mention this before, is not just the light transmitting through the diamond and out the top. It's also the light that hits the diamond at the wrong angle, so it kind of just goes pew, shooting off into space, and that is called scintillation, and that is also part of the total package of that makes a diamond so uniquely beautiful in a way that no other gemstone is. So it's a very quick overview. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to just go to our website, www.westandcompany.com, spell it all out, and feel free to go to the our page where you can send us a note, and I'm happy to answer any question at any time. Thank you very much.